Alright, so I'm going to show you how I did this lacing. I am not an upholstery person by any means. We outsource our upholstery work. So I'm sure there are a lot of better ways to be doing this, but this is how I did it. First off, we have a seam here in the middle. You can't really see where I'm pointing, but it's in between the headrests. And I started in the middle at that seam and I'm working my way out. I've already done one side. Now I'm going to show you how I'm doing the other side. And basically I've got way too much leather cord here. About twice what I need, a little more than twice what I need actually, to get from this point here down around the coaming to this point here. I put it in to where the halfway point of the cord was at the hole where I started. And now it's a matter of kind of just going back in and out of these holes. The reason you go back in and out of the holes is it gives this a pattern where there's a stitch between every hole. If you don't do that, if you just weave it through like this, one strand, then you get these areas that are skipped here. So I want to show you how I've been doing this. Once the cord is pulled through to where the hole is at the midpoint of the cord, I pass the top through the hole. I pass it through the bottom and I pull it tight-ish. Now it looks pretty, but then we have this other cord that's already dangling out from below. So I take this cord that's dangling out from below and I push it through the exact same hole that we just came out of. And it's easier to pull all this stuff out of the way to see what you're doing. And I got big fat man hands, so it's hard for me to get in there. Okay. So now we're through the fuselage and back through the hole that we just went in. Okay. And on every single one, I want to verify when I pull the cords tight that they're in the same hole. Once I verified that, I'll pull it tight. I'll make sure these ones are tight because they do tend to come loose as you work. And then I'll just do it again. In the top, making sure it passes through the grommet on the upholstery. It's just below that. Now I'll take this one that was already dangling out the bottom and I'll pass it through the hole from the bottom towards the top that we just came out of. Alright. It's as easy as that. It is a little time consuming. You can see we got a loose one there, so I'm going to have to pull it from the bottom and then tighten it. It's a little time consuming, but it gives a good product. Now, let's pretend that we didn't do the crisscross pattern. What we would end up with, what we'd end up with is something that looks kind of like this. Can you see that? Kind of like that, where we've got this area here that's been skipped. We don't want that. So we're going to continue doing our crisscross pattern. And by the time it's all done, we'll have a stitch from every single hole to the next. And it's going to pull this down nice and tight. You can also see I've been using this pipe foam stuff. I think this is like 3/4 inch or something like that. You can go fatter, you can go narrower. I think that this is a real happy medium. There's a point where it looks too chunky, and there's a point where it's not doing much at all. All right, so this is what we decided to use. It's slit. We had to slit it ourselves down the middle to fit across this, and we keep working it in as we do our stitch. And again, stitch it, check to verify that that's in place, pull it tight, and so on and so forth. You can see here what we finished. It looks really pretty. Alright, so the cockpit coaming is done. And to terminate it, I decided just to tie a knot in the two remaining end pieces of cord. and just pulled it really super tight, did a double knot, and basically just trimmed it short. I trimmed it little long enough just to, you know, get some needle nose pliers or something on it if it ever comes loose, something I can grab onto and pull it tight again. I kind of tucked the front end under itself, the front end of the vinyl under itself before I punched the holes and tied the knots. So what we get is this. It worked pretty well. I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out.